Okay.
All right. So really welcome to the iSet Robotics Live Online Learning. This is our first session for 2022. It's not our last, so we're going to be counting through the sessions. You'll notice that we like to know who's in the group with us or who's in the session, and we really welcome discussion. This is very much a team presentation. My name is Dr. Patricia Goos, and I am the project leader for the iSet Robotics project, which is within the UNISA Science Engagement Center. Cabello is coming. Casper and Sylvia are going to help me with the presentation as well. Casper, you see, is admitting people as we go along. And then we have Nadine and Tumelo and Ansani as well. And then we have a production. So welcome, welcome. And this is the format for today. So Cabello is going to do the welcome. Tumelo, if Cabello's not in, can you do the welcome? Casper will read the house rules. Nadine is going to give us some robotics in the news. Then there's going to be a Mooc moment as we go through the presentation. Tumelo will explain that. I'll do a brief presentation, and then we really welcome Q&A, whether you put it in the chat or you raise your hand, but that'll be amazing. All right. So, Tumelo, are you going to give the welcome?
Gentlemen and ladies, thank you so much for participating in this wonderful session. Too many more of this, like Dr. Goos said. It's a happy Monday. Once again, welcome to iSet, which is part of the UNISA Science Engagement Center. iSet stands for Inspired Towards Science, Engineering, and Technology. Kindly please don't hesitate to email us if you have any questions. You will see on the chat box, I'll just throw in the email for Dr. Goos, which is hostpm@unisa.ac.za. I'll also throw in another email for any other general queries, which is i-set@unisa.ac.za. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. We are iSet Lego. On Twitter, we are iSet Lego_UNISA. And on YouTube, we are iSet UNISA. Without wasting any time, I'll just hand over to Casper for the house rule. Mr. Johannes, over to you.
Thank you so much, Tumelo. Welcome everybody to today's session. We only have a few small house rules for today. The only house rules we have today are we want to ask everybody to please mute your cameras to save data and bandwidth. Also to mute your microphones to keep all the background noise to a minimum. And then if you have any questions, please email us at i-set@unisa.ac.za. And I think that's everything from my side. And over to you, Dr. Goos.
Thank you, Casper. Is Nadine in the session yet?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to stop share. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen, and Nadine's going to present us with some robotics news. Thanks, Nadine. Here we go.
All right, so this video is about Neuralink. It's the latest development by Neuralink, which is Elon Musk's company. So background on Neuralink, it's a company founded by Elon Musk in 2016, so it's just about 5 years old. In December, just over a month ago, they started testing Neuralink, which is a microchip, in humans. So I'll play the video. Is the audio audible, Casper?
I'm not hearing anything from my side at the moment.
Okay.
Nadine, you okay?
It seems I'm not able to share audio as a guest.
Oh dear.
Okay.
We got it? Nadine, would you like me to start the presentation and we come back to your news?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right, no problem. That's no problem at all. Just give me 1 minute, I'll start my presentation. Okay, let's try again, shall we? All right, there we go. I'm going to do this. All right. Can you confirm that we can see our screen?
Yes, Dr. Hurst, I can see your screen.
Excellent. All right, so technology is now, all right, so some navigation. We've got the iSet Robotics live online learning. Those are these sessions. All our recordings are going to go onto a Mooc portal, so you'll have easy access to that. As Tumelo explained, him and Nadine are in charge of the Mooc queries. And then we also have a general queries. Ansani will deal with those. Then I'm going to let Tumelo also explain the basics of the access to the Mooc portal. And they will be on the M1 Mooc portal site that has just been published. All right. So, whoopsie. So for today, we've got 2 sessions. We've got the robotics software. We're going to give a brief introduction of robotics software. And then we start with the basics, the M1. And then all recordings will be available. Tumelo, do you want to quickly explain about the Mooc portal?
All righty then. Gentlemen and ladies, once again, welcome to today's session. Please check on the chat box. I posted some information there for you to see how to get hold of us. Please confirm whether you can see my email. I mean my screen, sorry. Can anyone kindly please confirm whether you can see my screen?
I can, yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. While you are looking at the chat box there, let's focus on this screen for now. So the amazing thing is that the University of South Africa is part of the Mooc portal. I mean, has a Mooc portal as well. So the great part about this is that this is 0 rated. Can Dr. Hose confirm that for me?
Yes, absolutely. Everything
Yes.
you get on the Mooc portal is 0 rated. Correct.
This means that immediately when you log in here, your data is not used at all. Am I right, Dr. Hose?
Yep, correct.
Wonderful. So simple. Look at the left tab here. It says welcome, how to register, site browser, new account, reset password, and help. So for now, I'll just show you when you have registered. If you want to register, you just click on how to register. Immediately you click on how to register. This is the PDF document that you will see that will explain to you how to create a new account, how to create a password and a username and everything. So because of you are part of this session, I'll make this thing simpler for you. Now, I'll explain that document. So you'll see here on the welcome page at the top, when you have followed that PDF document, you have already created your username as well as your password. So as soon as you click on login, this is what you will see here. So these are the sites that I've registered for. So if you want to register for the iSet Mooc portal, this is what you'll simply do. You'll go to view all sites. Immediately you click on view all sites there at the top tab. There's a part where it'll show you where to join the available sites. These are the sites that I've participated in. So if you want to be part of the ISET Mooc portal, you click on membership. As soon as you click on membership, you go there. I don't know whether you can see my cursor. You click on joinable sites. As soon as you click on joinable sites, you'll see different types of sites that you can participate in. But for the purposes of this session, I'll focus on the one for the ISET. So if I'm not mistaken, which one are we going to focus on, Dr. Hose?
We're going to go to the ISET Robotics M1. So if you look right at the top there, there's quite a lot of MOOCs, and you will see it says show 20 items, but there's 27. Right. There we
so
go.
Now I'll simply click on this, which says next. So immediately I click on the one that says next. It should show me some of the sites here, but I see it's not available on the site, or maybe it's because I'm a participant of.
I think you're already a participant.
Yeah, but it should be showing.
Yeah.
But in actual fact, what I'm trying to show you is that for you as a participant,
at the top, you've already joined it.
Yes. So as you can see there on my side, it shows that I've already joined the site. But for you, since you'll be joining the site as a first timer, like I said, you click on this tab here that says sites. Or if not, you just go to membership, and then on membership, you just say joinable sites. And then when you scroll down, you'll see this tab written ISET Robotics M1 2022. When you click on this site, it will indicate to you the overview of this module site, where this lovely lady, Dr. Hose, and this professor will be explaining to you how to enjoy this journey with us. So on this side, I think I'll touch on this tomorrow again, but these are the basics of how you can be part of the site. And if you do have any other questions related to this or any other challenges that you might experience in terms of making a username or finding out where to join the site, please don't hesitate to email us. And I'll definitely throw in the email on the chat box. But otherwise, I'll hand over to Dr. Hose for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tumelo. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to share again. It's a busy session today. All right. There we go. All right. So the goal of today. There we go. On the current slide. All right. Are we sharing?
Yes, I can see your screen, Dr.
Excellent. Okay, so Tumelo's told you that, and we are really welcoming you. We're doing 4 sessions just as a discussion of robotics software, and the 4 o'clock session will then be the robotics basic session, which will follow on this one. Okay, so Tumelo's already explained. We've got the purpose, we've got the recordings, and they will be available there. So what is our vision? Our vision is to take all our educators, all our robotics coaches from the basics and beyond of robotics, okay? And when you do robotics, on the one hand, you're building a robot. On the other hand, you're programming a robot. And in between is what happens with your development of your 21st century skills. So those are the problem solving, the creativity, the innovation, critical thinking, imagination. Those are the skills that we're going to develop en route. Okay, so the purpose for today is then to explore alternative paths to robotics. And the purpose for all 4 sessions is to explore the alternative paths. So what we have today is we are saying, if you do not have a physical robotics kit yet, all right, what are your options? And I'm going to ask, well, today I've got Casper is the expert of Lego digital designer, and Sylvia's also in the group. She's kind of our in-house expert on the studio software. And I'm going to give you a brief overview. In the next 10 or 20 minutes that we have, there is no way that I can justify a complete tutorial on this. However, I would just like to create an awareness of what is available. And if need be, then we can maybe consider having tutorial sessions, online tutorial sessions. That is also not a problem. All right. So we've got two very different CAD programs that we can use that are free to design robots virtually if you do not have a robotics kit. So the first one I'm just going to discuss is the Lego Digital Designer. You can download it free from the internet. Next week, we're going to do the Virtual Robotics Toolkit, which is a lot of fun. And if you have a license, and I'm going to explain that as well, you can actually import your robots that you designed into the Virtual Robotics Toolkit. All right. And why do we use Lego Digital Designer? So on the one hand, you can use the software to design whole robots, okay? Or you can use it for an attachment. You can use it to design an attachment. What most teams do is they build it physically and then they reverse engineer it so they can keep their amazing designs, okay? And you'll also see, I'm going to show you, you can have building instructions that can be collated for complete robots. If you go onto the internet, you will find that this robotics community is very sharing and very caring, and they've made designs available. So you'll also see when we do in the 4 o'clock session, you'll see there are building instructions that you can use that are freely available. All right. So the Lego Digital Designer looks something like this. The best tutorials that I found is with a guy called Builder Dude, and his Builder Dude is down this guy here. Now he has been doing robotics workshops since forever, or tutorials forever, and he has got it how to get started, how to use it. There's tips and ideas. So if you look Lego Digital Designer tips and tricks, there is a gazillion examples of how to use the Lego Digital Designer. What's really important here is there's the basics. There's a tutorial on the really basics of Lego Digital Designer, and there is the instructions of how to import your robot into the Virtual Robotics Toolkit. So really a whole range of tools available, and I'm kind of thinking already, Casper, we need to have a practical session. So it just doesn't allow it today, but we definitely have to look into a session. All these resources are freely available. All right. So you can install it, you open it, and you select a Mindstorm. So the Lego Mindstorms is the kits that we actually use, and then you can orientate yourself in Lego Digital Designer. All the normal pieces in inverted commas as you would have in your robotics kit are here. So there's the wheels, the motors, the beams, levers, connectors, everything that you would normally have had or used to build a robot is digitally available. All right, and then it's drag and drop. So you've really got all the tools, all the components that you would have. You just drag it onto the screen. The great thing is you can view it from all angles and you can tip it. It's a lot of fun. And this is what Casper is going to explain if we have a tutorial session. Casper, I just don't have enough time. But it allows you all these tools. Remember, what we're trying to create is design skills for our learners. So maybe this is also
sorry to cut you there, Dr. Hose.
Yes.
Your slides are not moving.
They're not moving.
Yes, it's not on slideshow. So from my side, it's not moving.
All right, I'll stop sharing and share again.
But I see that you clicked on slideshow 6.
All right, I'm going to share again. That's not good.
Thank you, David, for the alert.
Oh, thank you, David. All right, so I'm going to try again, but you must just confirm that you share. Here we go. And from the current slide. Can you see it now?
I can see it now, but it's not on slideshow, like the actual presentation.
Design done?
Yes, I see design done, but like I'm saying, that at the bottom, you need to click on slideshow just for the whole design done to be the actual main picture.
Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing again.
I see Shannon says you must press F5. so that we can see the actual picture.
All right. Can you see it now?
Yes, all is well now. Thank you so
All
much.
is well. Hallelujah. Okay,
It's,
moving on.
human.
So these are the kind of robots that we can design then in Lego Digital Designer. The cool thing is that once you've designed your robot, you can either use somebody else's design and then modify it, or you can design your own. And then you can actually generate your own guide. So you can see this is 42 or 42 slides. This is the outcome of it. So you can actually generate your own guide of your design. And then, so there's a whole lot of steps that you do to generate your guide that you can share. And then you can navigate your guide using the buttons. All right. So you have then a digital designer guidebook that you can create for yourself. All right. So now I'm going to just pause a minute. Oh, now that I've got this, maybe I should just go through this. Then I'm going to ask Sylvia to kind of give you a demo. Bricklink is very similar to Lego Digital Designer. You can also save as LDD files, and you can also edit instructions, and you can also share designs. All right. And that's what it's Bricklink Studio. That's where you download it off the internet. And that's kind of the picture. So the picture's a little bit different, but you still have the picture available. And Sylvia's going to explain what prime lessons are, because Spike Prime is the other robot that we use. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing because I'm going to ask Sylvia to carry on. But I really encourage you to download, install, and practice building these really cool robots. And there will be a recording available. And then next week, we'll take it a little further and we'll go to the robotics toolkit. And I'm going to stop sharing. And Sylvia, you can share your screen. Okay. Awesome.
Okay, we'll do. Let me just. Okay. I think you should be able to see my screen.
It's coming. There we go. Perfect. Thanks, Sylvia.
Okay, I'm just going to start with the Bricklink thing. Way to download it. So
Okay.
you just search up Bricklink, find it in Google, open the first link, and then you've got your home page. You click on Studio, download, and then you should get to the download page. It's available for Windows 7 and 10 and Apple. So you can see there it says Download Studio. It's got all the versions, Mac OS, and like I said, it does work on Windows 7 still, which is quite nice. Okay, and once you've downloaded it, then you get into the actual program. This is the first screen you'll see. There is a little tutorial that I would recommend you go through. And if you're teaching any of the kids to do it, also go through that. It just teaches you how to use the mouse, turn the camera, all of that stuff. But for now, we're just going to create a new one. So this is your canvas with all the little studs on it. Then you've got your list of pieces all along the side here. You've got all your options up here. With this one, what's very nice is you can actually download just a set. So for example, if you're working with the EV3, then you can download just your EV3 set, add a new palette, import an official Lego set, you put in your number. I'm gonna go for the Spike Prime. It's gonna give you gonna look it up and then give it to you as an option. You download it, and then you can basically build using only the pieces in those boxes. Then in this case, you would press import, but I've already got this. And for now, I'm just going to click on the EV3 set. So then all my pieces of the EV3 sets are going to load here. And you'll see they've all got their names, they've all got their things. Same as the digital designer, it's drag and drop. You just pick up the pieces, move them in. If there's anything that fits onto something else, you can see there it also prevents clipping. You turn it using the arrow keys and you can put your stopper on there. You've got camera controls, so you can look around, also pan around a little bit. It's quite easy. It's quite an easy program to learn, and once you've got the hang of it, you get very fast at it. And the controls are very, very similar to Digital Designer. So if you've used either one of the programs, you can use the other one as well. Yeah, you've also got a step view here where if you're building a robot from scratch, you can start adding steps to it so that when later on you do the instructions, the robot is built sort of from step 1 to step whatever. In Lego Digital Designer, the instructions can sometimes be a little bit random, but they're still very readable. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a robot I've got from, a robot I've built before. This is my glorious robot. It's a modified Riley rover, so I actually followed the instructions for the Riley rover first, and then just built on my own pieces. And you can see I can turn the whole thing around, look at it from any angle I want to. This is why I said building in steps is quite useful because, sorry, out of the program. Building in steps is quite useful because then you can click on just a step and see where you are in the building instructions. So you can see if it actually makes sense in terms of like the order in which you build it. So for example, if I want to see like what's just before the last piece, you can go up there. You can see exactly which parts are there in the step. You can see it's highlighting them over here. It's quite easy to use. And then, as Patricia said earlier, you can export this to instructions. So you would just pick up here at this instruction booklet. You just press OK. It's just for if you're busy rendering the realistic images that it gives you that little note. You would skip the step editor and just head to page design. It does take a little while to load. What's nice about Bricklink Studio is you can also import digital designer files. So if you do have older robot designs that you like a lot, but for some reason you don't want to, or if you want to build on them, but you don't want to use Lego Digital Designer, you can import them into Bricklink Studio and use them from there. You can see here the instructions, very nice. If you want to move anything, you can still move it and edit it. And then you go File, or yeah, you export it. And here you can select, you can either select it as a PDF or as just individual pictures, but that tends to be a rather large file, so I wouldn't recommend against that. And then you just click Export, and then you get your, then you get yourself a nice document with your whole robot in it that you can then share and reuse and give to the kids to build if they need to rebuild a robot, or if you just built a robot you like a lot. And like Patricia said, if you just want to keep it in case you ever want to use it again, it's very good for saving the robot for later use. Or if for any reason you have to break the robot down and then rebuild it at a later stage, it's also very useful. You can see that that's a little finished image there. Just on the note, with I think both Bricklink and with Lego Digital Designer, you do have to download the Spike Prime pieces because they're not in the program. You'll find that on, or you'll find instructions now to do that on Prime Lessons. It's a very handy site. It also has tutorials on the Spike Prime program if you are doing that. You'll see it's got everything broken up really nicely. It also talks about the Robot Inventor, which is just a different version of the Spike Prime. Same thing, no real issue there. But the one you're looking for specifically is how to create a robot in CAD, and then that will give you the instructions on how to get the Spike Prime into Bricklink Studio. I think that's most of the basics I can cover. I don't know if there is anything else. It is a very handy tool to use if you're rebuilding stuff. Yeah.
At all levels. Thank you, Sylvia. Yes. So whether you do a whole design, as Sylvia showed you, or whether you just change or you just save an attachment, very useful tool to have. Thank you, Sylvia.
I can actually quickly just show you if you open a digital designer file, because I've got attachments from there. So that was a digital designer file, and it gives you the whole thing just as is. You can see there the extensions. Yeah. So you can open the digital designer files as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think that's it from me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for your, I think that was a good introduction. Hopefully everybody's now aware of what can be done and just the extent to what is available, and it's free. And I think that's the important thing, that it is available, and maybe the tutorials are available. And so if there's anything that falls in the gaps, Sylvia is available and Casper is available. So if you send any emails to us, they will be answered by the experts in the team. All right. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you very much.
There are plenty of tutorials available for both programs.
Thank you. Perfect. Yes. And we'll maybe share some of those links as well on the Mooc portal when we upload the recording as well.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Sure. So there we go. So these are the first two, the CAD, robot designs using a CAD software, and free. Both of them are free. And I think it's a good starting place to start keeping your designs, but even for experienced teams to then save their designs realistically and keep them for future use and future reference as well, and then building on something that already exists. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, we've still got a few moments, but I'm going to ask first, Nadine, do you want to share your robotic news now?
I'll try to share my audio again.
Okay, let's try. Awesome.
Can you just let me know if you hear audio, Casper?
No, there's no sound. There's no sound with this, Nadine. Okay. Nadine, do you maybe want to just talk it through? You're just muted. Nadine? I think we've lost Nadine, maybe. Nadine? All right.
Still no sound?
No, still no sound.
Okay, well, I apologize, but this
No
device
problem.
is Microsoft.
Now everybody has to come tomorrow to see the news.
Share my sound.
Everybody has to come tomorrow to hear the news. All right. Thank you, Nadine. We'll test it out after this. Okay. So Nadine had some really cool news for us, but we'll do a news broadcast again then in our session next or tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday. All right. Thanks, Nadine, for that. All right. Are there any questions? We've got 10 minutes for questions. I'm going to ask Nadine and Tumelo to monitor the chat. And if you've got any hands that you want to raise, I'm happy to take questions. Anybody? Anybody got any questions? Is there anybody using either Studio or Lego Digital Design at the moment? Okay, Ernest, Erasmus. Hi, Erasmus.
Hello, can somebody hear me?
Yes, perfectly. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, yes, good day. Hello. I've got a question. Just want to inquire, in the designing software and so forth, how much coding can you do? Or what language is the coding for the robots? Like, what language do they use?
No. So there's no coding in these. These are like CAD software. So
I see.
You just design the robot. What we'll do tomorrow is do the virtual robotics toolkit. And then the cool thing is that you can import your virtual design into the virtual robotics toolkit, and so you can use your own design, and there you can program. Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
All right. Awesome, awesome. No, absolutely a good question. And it's kind of where the two need to come together. So on the one hand, you design, which is your engineering. On the other hand is where you program, which is kind of the two parts. And then in between is your problem solving. Good question. Thank you very much, Erasmus. All right. Anybody else got any questions? Nobody. Tumelo, is anything in the chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me quickly do this. Sorry about that. I see Mandisa Nklapo. She's asking whether does the robotics program require only EV3 robots?
Okay, so for our teaching purposes, we use the EV3 robot, but also the Spike Prime. So the EV3 robot was officially retired this time last year amid terrible COVID, and so it was replaced by Spike Prime. But both of the two computers are the robotics kits. You can program with Scratch, and so we'll be unpacking that in the next session. Yes.
And I see Anna says, for what course do you want us to register for in the UNISA portal?
Okay, so on the UNISA Mooc portal, I set Robotics M1. That's part of the basics of robotics, and these 4 sessions on software fit into M1. You'll see how it fits in. So if you do want to do M1 and you don't have a physical robot, then these are your options that you can use to master the material. Okay.
Jacqueline is asking, why can we do a coach course to equip us for teaching kids?
Right here. Right here. The course starts, the basics starts at 4 o'clock.
For now, those are the questions in the chat. Unless anyone would like to raise their hand, or feel free to unmute yourselves and ask Dr. Gous any questions related to this session.
So maybe I can also just explain, whilst just as a closing remark, iSet Robotics does have short learning programs. You get a certificate for that, and but that is, you have to pay for that. It is a UNISA qualification, and you get a certificate, and that's over 15 weeks. What we provide through these iSet live online learning sessions is discussion within an online community. And the material that we discuss in these sessions is available on the UNISA Mooc portal, and you're welcome to go and access that. There is a portfolio that is required if you would like to get a completion certificate, but that portfolio can be submitted up until November of this year, so there's plenty of time. All right.
I see David asked that, in fact, he noted something that the iSet Robotics M1 is not available on the joinable sites at the Mooc portal.
It is. It's just been published. Just been published. You must go all the way down, David, and take you must go, it's right at the bottom. So you'll have to do, I think it only shows 20 sites, 20 Mooc sites. So you've got to go you've got to press on that end and you'll find it there. All right. But if you have other questions, you're welcome to set up a meeting with Tumelo and he can guide you.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Gous.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
I see someone says, afternoon, ma'am. I'm Lucine. I've registered for M2. Is it possible to change to M2? I don't understand the question here.
I don't either.
Kindly please unmute yourself, please.
Myself. Yes, I did unmute myself.
Yes.
Hello.
Go ahead. Please ask your question.
Yes, I have registered for M1, for M2 by mistake because I didn't know about M1 and M2. I registered problem data solving, debugging instead of Yes, I did talk to
Okay,
the,
that is the
Dr.
short,
Host, but she didn't give me the feedback.
that's the short learning program.
Hello?
That is the short learning
Yes.
program. Yes. You just need
Yes.
to ask Asanda, who she's the administrator of the short learning programs. Just ask her to change your registration for you. No problem.
Okay, because I did send the email, but I didn't find any feedback from my email. But I will ask him.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. All right. Then I think we are done for now. I think we've come to the end of all the questions. No more hands. Tumelo, would you like to close the session for us?
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for participating into today's session. Please see on the chat box I've indicated where to ask for general queries, as well as our social media pages and the link for the Mooc portal. But otherwise, if you still don't have any questions, or if you do come across questions when the session is done, don't hesitate to email us. We'll simply even have a one-on-one meeting with you via Teams, of course. Otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll see you at 4 o'clock in the next session. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, team. Bye-bye.